Title: The Devil's Whisper. Chapter 1: The Awakening. The old Victorian house stood tall and imposing, its dark silhouette casting an eerie shadow over the quiet neighborhood. Inside, the air was heavy with a sense of foreboding, as if the very walls held secrets that refused to be forgotten. It was in this house that the Johnson family resided, unaware of the darkness that lurked within. In the heart of the house, nestled in the master bedroom, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson lay sound asleep. Their slumber was abruptly interrupted when a soft creaking sound echoed through the hallway. Mrs. Johnson stirred, her eyes fluttering open to find her young daughter, Emily, standing at the foot of their bed. Startled, Mrs. Johnson sat up, her heart pounding in her chest. "Emily, what are you doing here?" she whispered, her voice laced with concern. Emily's eyes were vacant, her face pale and expressionless. She took a step closer, her voice barely audible as she whispered, "I'm sorry. The devil told me to." A chill ran down Mrs. Johnson's spine, her mind racing to comprehend the words that had just escaped her daughter's lips. She glanced at her husband, who was now awake, his eyes wide with alarm. Chapter 2: Unsettling Nights. From that night on, the Johnson household was plagued by a series of unsettling events. Emily's sleepwalking episodes became more frequent, each time accompanied by her disturbing whispers. The family's once peaceful abode transformed into a living nightmare. Mrs. Johnson, consumed by fear and desperation, sought help from every possible source. She consulted doctors, psychologists, and even priests, but no one could provide an explanation for Emily's bizarre behavior. The family's friends and neighbors began to distance themselves, unable to comprehend the inexplicable occurrences that plagued the Johnsons. As the nights grew darker, the house seemed to come alive with malevolent energy. Strange noises echoed through the hallways, and the walls seemed to whisper secrets that only Emily could hear. The family's once cheerful home became a prison of fear, each member trapped in their own personal torment. Chapter 3: Descent into Darkness. Emily's sleepwalking episodes escalated, becoming more dangerous and unpredictable. She would wander through the house, her eyes glazed over, as if possessed by an unseen force. The Johnsons, desperate to protect their daughter, installed locks on all the doors and windows, hoping to prevent her from wandering outside. But the devil's influence was relentless. One fateful night, Emily managed to unlock the front door and ventured out into the darkness. Mr. and Mrs. Johnson awoke to find their daughter missing, panic gripping their hearts. Frantically searching the neighborhood, they stumbled upon Emily standing at the edge of a nearby forest. Her eyes were filled with a sinister glow, her voice distorted as she muttered incomprehensible words. The devil's grip on her seemed unbreakable. Chapter 4: Confronting the Darkness. Determined to save their daughter, the Johnsons delved into the depths of darkness that had consumed their lives. They sought the help of a reclusive occultist, rumored to possess knowledge of ancient rituals and exorcisms. The occultist, a mysterious figure named Dr. Montgomery, arrived at the Johnson house armed with ancient texts and relics. Together, they performed a ritual to banish the devil's influence from Emily's soul. The air crackled with energy as they chanted incantations, their voices mingling with the howling wind outside. As the ritual reached its climax, Emily's body convulsed, her eyes rolling back into her head. A guttural scream erupted from her throat, echoing through the house. And then, silence. Chapter 5: The Aftermath. When Emily awoke, she had no recollection of the horrors she had endured. The darkness that had plagued her had vanished, leaving only a sense of emptiness in its wake. The Johnsons, relieved yet scarred by their ordeal, vowed to rebuild their shattered lives. But the devil's whisper lingered in the shadows, a constant reminder of the evil that had once possessed their daughter. They knew that the battle against darkness was far from over, and that they would forever be haunted by the memories of those terrifying nights. The Johnsons moved away from the old Victorian house, leaving behind the horrors that had consumed their lives. Yet, as they settled into their new home, they couldn't shake the feeling that the devil's whisper still echoed in the depths of their souls, waiting for the opportune moment to strike again. And so, the Johnsons lived in constant fear, forever haunted by the chilling words that had torn their family apart. "I'm sorry. The devil told me to." Thank you for watching our YouTube video. We hope you enjoyed it and found it entertaining. Before we wrap up, we would like to kindly ask you to support our channel by hitting the subscribe button. By subscribing, you'll never miss out on our latest content. Moreover, if you enjoy our creative plot ideas and would like to stay updated with new ideas for your next creation and exclusive content, we invite you to follow us on Instagram. In addition, we encourage you to visit our website, where you can find more information about our plot ideas. Your visit would mean the world to us.